Hello friends, this is Ray from Ray&Anne at Home. Today I'm going to show you a little video of how to repair a screen, storm window, well not a storm window screen, but a regular window screen. This is was damaged by not just regular use, but I had a problem with a raccoon in my chimney. And the raccoon one night decided that he wanted to get into our bedroom. So he ripped apart the screen and bent the frame and kind of broke it all up. So today what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to replace the screen, but I also want to shore up the frame with this piece of vinyl that I had from my kitchen remodel. It's just a piece of wainscoting. I'm going to cut it into a couple of strips and reinforce this section here of the bottom of the frame. So the first thing you want to do is you want to remove this rubber gasket that holds in your screen. It just comes out really easy. It's usually all in one piece. Just peel that right out. You're going to reuse this, so you don't want to damage it. Take that out, put that aside, because you're going to need that again. Stay. Then you can start removing your screen. The old screen. We'll have to clean out the channel too, make sure you get all the old screen material out of there. These are these old screens are just fiberglass screens. They give you these fiberglass screens with the new windows, and they're pretty cheap. They're not too strong, and I have kittens, so they will puncture through these pretty easily. So it needed to be changed anyway. So yeah, there's the frame. You want to get all the pieces of screen material out of the channel too. Dig that out of there. Some of that stuff might be pretty stubborn. You can use a screwdriver to get it out. It's really stuck in there. See, the channel here even got damaged. I had a previous damage on the screen on this side, so I put some tape on it just to try and keep the mosquitoes out of the house. The frame is pretty badly dented, broken. But I tell you, those raccoons are pretty strong. when they want to get into someplace, they're pretty determined. This was a mother, not a squirrel, but a raccoon, a mother raccoon that had babies in my chimney, like I said. So we had to wait for her to leave, and now I'm gonna have the chimney guy come and clean out the flue and put a cap on top so that doesn't happen again. So there you have the frame ready for the new screen, pretty much. A little damage here, but I don't think that'll affect it any. It's a little bent. Straighten it out a little bit. It's a little better. Yeah, it's completely broken. So what I'll do is I'll cut a couple of strips of this and put it along here to reinforce the frame. That should do it. I priced one of these screens, and they want a lot of money for it. And never sure if it's going to be the exact same one that you need to fit. Well, let's put the screen in first. I pre-cut the screen, so I have that all ready to go. Excuse me, I just started up one of my air tools by mistake by kicking it. Yeah, you just want to lay your screen on top of your frame. I just rough cut it. And you just want to start pushing the gasket into the channel with this tool. Push and roll. You want to be careful though not to push it into the screen material. Because that'll cut. It'll cut the screen if you do that. But it pushes in pretty easy once you get the hang of it. Get a beautiful day here in New England. We've been having some rain. Today's rain let up. It rained just about all day yesterday. The people that are working, I'm retired, so it doesn't really matter to me, but people that are working are getting pretty mad on account of all the rain on the weekend. We've had I don't know how many Saturdays in a row that it's rained. That's got the working people pretty upset. Yeah, I've done quite a few of these. Probably doing a lot more now that I have the cats. My my other cat, Grady, he passed away from cancer last July. He was only 7 years old, but he was a really good boy. He hardly ever scratched the screens. But these two kittens that I have now, they're building wreckers. But that's what kittens do, right? Pretty much. Sorry this is taking so long. I just don't want to rip the screen. Once you get it into a couple of sides, you want to try and put some pressure on this last side here before you push it in. So you have a nice tight fit. Probably want to go around the perimeter of the screen a couple of times too, to make sure you get that rubber seal in all the way. Put some pressure on this side here. So you get a nice tight fit. Not bad. Not great, but it's not bad. Get that pushed in the corners, and you're done. Sometimes you can use a screwdriver to do that. Get those corners secure. You don't want them popping out on you. But the screen's going to tighten up too after I secure the frame. Go over the whole thing after you're done. Make sure you have it in all the way. Spot here where the frame was damaged, probably not going to go in. Just want to be careful not to cut the screen with the tool. See, the screen is putting pressure on the frame and bending it. Yeah, this tool has an edge that has like a half radius on it. That's for putting the gasket in. It's on this side. It's got like a half radius on it, and this side here is just rounded. That's for pushing your gasket in all the way. This is kind of shaped like the gasket on the outside, so you get a better grip on the gasket while pushing it in. Then you can do the finish push with this side here. Then you've got to trim the excess off. With your razor knife. See, this is bent again on account of pressure from the screen. This thing is really in pretty rough shape. Pretty bent. The whole thing is pretty bent. So what I'll do now is I'll cut a couple of strips with this vinyl so I can secure it. A little less than an inch wide. Yeah, these will be pretty good, I think, for doing what I want them to do. Just going to cut them to length also. See how long they need to be. I don't want them to go in the way of the locks. Say about 18 inches long would be good. Cut them 18 inches long. That'll do the trick. Any of you people do work at home, having a portable saw like this one is really a lifesaver. I have another one down in my basement. It's an old Craftsman model that it's not portable, but it's really a great machine. Heavy duty. I've had that for many years. I bought it from my brother when he bought a new one. He was a carpenter by trade, so he always there you go, the strips. Yeah, like I was saying, my brother always bought new tools as he needed them because he was in the carpentry trade. Yeah, the plan here is to just put a couple of strips on here to reinforce the screen. That's the plan. And drill a couple of holes straight through. And hopefully I can get a screw to go through there. That went right through into the table. I'll have to trim the back of these screws a little bit when I'm done. They're a little bit too long. Once you get one screw in there, then makes it easier to get the second one in. Yeah, this is really an economical way of fixing it. But you know, sometimes you have to do things like this in order to get things fixed. You can't always get what you need, or you can't afford to get what you need. I don't have a lot of money, or I'm retired. So I kind of try and cut the corners wherever I can. I think this will work. We'll reinforce it just enough. I won't have to buy a whole new frame. Get a couple more holes in there. So yeah, it's not going to be great, but I think it'll be good enough to hold it. It's not a screen that I open up real often anyway, so I think this piece will help straighten the frame out too a little bit. Hopefully. Tighten these up a little bit more. Maybe not. think that'll do it. Yeah, the thing is pretty bent, but once I put the frame back into the window, I think that'll help straighten it out. Oops. Just gonna cut the excess frame material. This stuff can be difficult to cut sometimes. Make sure you have a sharp blade on your knife. Yeah, this is, I don't know if I mentioned it before, but this new screening that I'm using is 304 stainless steel, so this should be quite a bit stronger than what was on there before. Part here, I'm just going to cut with the scissors. Might be a little bit easier. This screening is pretty tough. That's good. Maybe it'll last a little longer with the kittens. Yeah, the manufacturer of the screening also gave me a pair of gloves to go with the screening. I probably should have worn. I cut myself a little bit. So there you have it. It's not perfect, but I think it's going to be good enough to last a little while. One last thing I'm going to do is cut the edges of these screws with the grinder here so nobody cuts themselves on it. Sorry about the compressor. I'll have to work on that off camera because that tool that I have for cutting the screws off it's an old tool and it's not working right. Doesn't have enough power. But that's basically it. I'll just cut these screws off here and put it back in. Should be good to go. A little blood for me. Yeah, that's pretty much all you have to do to rescreen one of your windows. It's not a very good example because of it's all being bent up by the Raccoon, but you get the basic idea. It's not that difficult to do. Once you've done a few of them, it gets easier. So I think that's all I can show you about this today. Thank you for watching. This is Ray from Ray&Anne at Home. I'll be bringing you some more content probably in a couple of weeks. Please comment in comments and let me know if there's anything you'd like me to show you in future videos. I'm wide open to whatever you want to see. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll be bringing more out to you probably in a couple of weeks. Thank you for watching. God bless and have a good day.